What's up, you guys? Welcome back to my channel. My name is Zoe, and today I'm gonna do the rapid fire book tag. Yeah. I was tagged by Hannah from Hannah Books and Other Things, and I will link her channel below, so please go check it out. So this tag is all about rapid fire answering this or that, one or the other, black or white. So I haven't prepared at all. I'm just gonna read the questions and jump right in. So let's get going. Question number 1. Ebook or physical books? I'm gonna go with physical books. I love ebooks, they're great, they're sometimes cheaper, they're really easy to get access to, but I love me my physical books. I can't part with those. Number 2, paperback or hardback? I'm gonna go with hardback. I know a lot of people love paperback, but I love hardback because it's like a 2-for-1. You get your dust jacket, which is usually gorgeous, and then if you're lucky you get this really beautiful like naked cover on the inside, and I like live for that. I live for getting my books and peeling off the dust jacket and seeing what they do with the hardcover on the inside. Oh, I love it. Let me show you like one of my favorites. So this book, and then look at the inside. Oh, it's gold and it's pretty. I love it. Here's another one. Fun cover. And then you open it up. I think that is just the coolest. I love it. I definitely get that paperbacks are like lighter and they're easier to hold and carry, but I just love me my hardbacks. I can't say no. Next is online or in-store book shopping. This one is really hard because I do most of my shopping online. I work from home. I don't usually leave the house. And so my books just get delivered right to my door, and I love it. And usually it's cheaper too, but I love bookstores. Like, I will never say no to going to any bookstore, whether it's a chain or a tiny independent bookstore. I love bookstores. There's nothing like walking in, looking through all the stacks of books and finding the one that you want and then buying it and going home with it. It's the best. So both, but I guess I'll have to say, since it's one or the other, I'd have to say online shopping. Trilogies or series? Neither. I don't really like trilogies or series. I tend to read a lot of standalone books. I prefer when the story is in the book and it's done. I really love standalone books, so I'm gonna go with neither. Scout. Oh my goodness, it's like a freaking 3-ring circus. The next is heroes or villains. I think I'm gonna go with heroes, especially if it's like an underdog kind of story. I don't know, I live for those. Villains are awesome, and there's some pretty crazy villains out there, but I love me a good hero. The next question is a book that you want everyone to read. And I just did a review on this book, but I would have to say Children of Blood and Bone by Tomi Adeyemi. I just think this is beautiful. I have already said all I need to say in the review. I'll link it down below if you want to check it out. I just read this, so it's fresh in my mind. Definitely an easy answer. Everyone should read this book. Recommend an underrated book. This one is pretty easy. I read this last winter and I loved it, and it is The Green Glass House by Kate Milford. This is a middle grade book and it is beautiful. Okay, first of all, the cover is gorgeous, and the story takes place in this house. It's just so fun. There's lots of mystery and mischief and lots of different characters, and it was actually fairly like intense kind of for a middle grade. I definitely recommend this. I don't know anyone else who's read this, so everyone else needs to go read it. Underrated, needs to read, yes. The next question is, what is the last book that I finished? I just finished Little Fires Everywhere by Celeste Ng. I don't have the physical copy because I listened to the audiobook, but it was very good. It very much inspired me to start reading more adult contemporary, just adult fiction in general. I loved it. I have never read a book like it. I loved the characters. I thought they were really well fleshed out, really fascinating story, and the ending was super thought-provoking. I loved it. The next question is, what is the last book that you bought? I did do a little bit of book shopping this weekend, and I walked away with this cutie. I am very excited. I found this in the manga section at our local Barnes & Nobles. It's called The Complete Cheese Sweet Home Part 1. It's basically like this comic from Japan, and it's all about this kitten. Look at his face. And I already adore it. This is so cute. If you like comics, manga, kittens, you'll like this. The next question is weirdest thing you used as a bookmark. I actually dog ear my pages. I know, I'm sorry. I don't use weird things. Maybe a pen when I'm annotating? Is that weird? That's not weird. Yeah, nothing weird. I'm not weird. I'm normal. Used books, yes or no? Yeah. I mean, why not? It depends on the condition. There's this one bookstore in Nashville called McKay's that has used books, and I live for that place because it is huge and it has all the books that I want, way cheaper, and if the condition's fine, I have no problem walking away with like a stack of used books. I like used books, yes. Next, top 3 favorite genres. Is graphic novels a genre? Can I say, I think that's a genre. Graphic novels, young adult, contemporary, but I'm kind of moving away from that. And manga? Is manga a genre? I'm bad at this game. I'm kind of all over the board. I like middle grade a lot. I do read a lot of middle grade. Okay. Let's go. We'll do graphic novel, YA, contemporary, YA fiction, and middle grade. Got it. Next is borrow or buy. 100% buy. I have no problem buying a book and not liking it because every book that I buy and read is like, it's like a little journey you take with the book and the characters, and I'm not ready to give it back to anyone. The next question is characters or plot. Can you have a good story without one or the other? But I'm very much a character-driven reader. I fall in love with characters, I root for characters, I see myself in characters, I learn from characters. Although the plot is important, I think I'll always choose good characters. Coffee break! Y'all. Is there anything better than a good cup of coffee? The answer is no. So good. Okay. Stop! My cats are super annoying today. They are interrupting me. Y'all are rude. Rude. Anyway, the next question is long or short books. I'm definitely gonna go with short. If I see that a book is long, I easily get intimidated. This is so embarrassing to admit. I get intimidated by long books. Like I look at a book and if it's huge, I'm like, yeah, I'll have to read that someday, maybe. Not. But if I see a short book and someone's like, oh, this is really good, I'm like, let me at it, let me read it, I've got it. Like I can do that. I just like short books. I never get in a reading slump when I read short books. Long or short chapters? 100% short chapters too. I will fly through a book if there are short chapters. Like I will just go and go and go because I'm like, oh, I can do one more chapter. Oh, I can do one more chapter. I can do one more chapter. And like the next thing I know, I'm like done with the book. And I don't like breaking in the middle of a chapter. So I have to get to the end of the chapter in order to like stop reading. So if it's a long chapter, I'll look at it, I'll be like, this is like 15 pages long. I'm not gonna do it, not one more chapter. I loved The Sun Is Also a Star for that reason. Those chapters were short and I just like flew through it. So good. Name the first 3 books you think of. Shatter Me, because I'm reading the second one in that trilogy right now. The Princess Saves Herself in this one because I just looked at it from across the room, and this book because it's sitting right in front of me. That was terrible, I'm sorry. Books that made you laugh or cry. I don't often laugh when I read. I wish I did. Maybe I don't read funny books. That could be it. Although I did laugh while reading The Hating Game. That was funny. That made me laugh. It was like watching a rom-com, except I was reading it. For books that made me cry, I don't think I ever bawled harder than when reading Me Before You. I cried my eyes out, like sobbed for like 20 minutes. Yes. Our world or fictional worlds? I think I'd have to say our world. It's tough for me to get into fictional worlds if they're not, especially if they're not built up well enough. If there's not enough world building, but if there's too much world building, it gets like, it drives me nuts. So I think I would have to say our world. I like books that are set in our world. We're almost done, guys. Okay, next is audiobooks, yes or no? Yes, I love audiobooks. I feel like I just discovered audiobooks because I did just discover audiobooks in January, and I'm obsessed. I love listening to them. It's like a way to relax. There's this app called Sandbox, and it's like this color by number app, and I'll turn on the audiobook and I'll start doing the color by number, and the next thing I know, it's like an hour later and I'm super immersed in a book. love audiobooks. Do you ever judge a book by its cover? Who doesn't? Yeah, I do. I 100% do. I saw this and I was like, yeah, I need that because it's a kitten. Like, who wouldn't want this? Next question is book to movie or book to TV adaptations. I think I would actually prefer book to TV because then it's like it goes on and I can like relive it. I just think that would be fun. We need more of those. Like, there's some, but we need more. For sure. I don't know if I've actually read any books that have been made into TV shows though. If you guys have any good suggestions, I've seen Game of Thrones and I've watched Walking Dead, but if you guys have any good suggestions, let me know because that would be fun to read it first and then watch the TV show. A movie or TV show that you preferred over the book. This is so harsh. Are you ready? Lord of the Rings? I feel so bad, but I could not get into those books. I have tried multiple times to read them and I cannot. But I love the movies. Love the movies. And I cannot wait for the TV show. Amazon better not mess it up. Last question, last question. Series or standalones? Oh snap, I already answered that. How anticlimactic. Standalones, we already know this, but I love me a good standalone. Alright guys, well that is it for the rapid fire book tag. Thank you so much for watching. Let me know below if you've read any of these books that I've mentioned. Let me know if you disagree with me at all, if you agree with me. I tag anyone who's watched this video and who has not done the rapid fire book tag yet. Please do it and let me know if you do so I can watch your video. Alright guys, well I hope you have a great rest of your day and I will talk to you soon in my next video. Bye!